it isn't Conley, but it's something very similar to that, came, and he put the emphasis on a children's mass, and he had a small altar and brought all the little kids up during that mass. It was either 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning. And I thought, what a great idea to introduce kids with almost a hands-on experience with the liturgy. And I just read recently in one of the Dominican mission things that he's doing the same thing down in Guatemala or somewhere in Central America. Even had a picture of him with his small altar and a group of kids around it. Thought, what a great missionary he was to children, or is to children. Let's see, now, where were we?
Well, let's see. So when did you finally become a registered member then of the parish? You said you were an official until...
I got to know a few people in the parish. I knew no one for the first year or two. And I thought, gee, there's some very neat people in this place. And then there was a parishioner at that time named Barbara Cantwell, I believe. And she was a wonderful pillar of the parish. She did the parish bulletin, and she did all sorts of voluntary work. She was worth $200,000 a year. If you...
Staff we didn't have to pay.
Yeah, right. And I received a letter from, this might have been Father Kieran Healy. I might have been pastor at the time. There were a select group of people, and I never liked that sort of a thing, invited to a meeting. And I was asking around because I knew a few of the people that were going to be at this meeting. And I said, what is this all about? And I think someone said, well, I think they're going to ask for money. Oh, something new in the Dominican parish. We never did. That's one of the appealing things about Blessed Sacrament. You never heard money talked at all. And sure enough, this sweet, demure Barbara Cantwell hit us all between the eyes and said it's about time that people in this parish start tithing. And I thought, no more dollar bill Catholics in this crowd, which was good. And I did. And then it was shortly I think it was maybe at that time that I actually signed on the dotted line and became a full member. I think that was, if memory serves me, I think it was when Father Kieran Healy was here in his first appointment as pastor. Then, of course, I met so many wonderful people in the parish, and I mean, it not only became a very social occasion to me, but it became a very spiritual experience for me. Blessed Sacrament always has been, because most of my adult life has been here in this parish. And I think that the good works that were going around here, I always told people that I was living vicariously off the charity of other people, because we had the big feed-in on Sundays that somebody else was doing. And there was this program and that program, but always somebody else was doing it. So I sort of had a guilt complex about it for a while, not very much though. But I will say that this is a wonderful place, I would guess, for anybody who has drifted away, which of course would include some of my family members. It's a wonderful parish to come back to and renew their spiritual life. It's a great place to grow up spiritually. And
in what way?
Well, the sermons I think are wonderful, and some of the programs that I've participated in, the RCIA, and there was another post-RCIA, and some of the mini retreats and whatnot that we've had here, we've always had wonderful, wonderful instructors. And I like to think, well, forget that, I guess. I'd like to think that everybody has a positive outlook on everything, but it doesn't happen that way. But I think that for troubled times and sad times and angry times, and we've all experienced this in our own lives, and we've certainly all experienced it here in the parish as a group. It's a great place to resolve a lot of life's problems. And I don't know much more to say about that.
What about, does the parish being Dominican, do you think, make a difference to you in any way?
Yes, it does. I like the Dominicans. I only knew one Dominican in Minneapolis, and he was the pastor and I think maybe the prior of the parish there. I'd never attended Mass there, but I met him when I was going to the University of St. Thomas. And he was wonderful. And then I met one other Dominican that came to our parish, the parish I grew up in, for a weekend renewal or something or other. And he was a great priest, and a great preacher, but way over dramatic. I mean, he was sort of a part-time hail and brimstone type of a priest, which happily has gone by the wayside since Vatican II. But I think Blessed Sacrament and the Dominicans have a very wonderful theological experience, and I think they convey it very well in the parish. And that's, of course, why I've always recommended it. As I say, I have some great Catholic priest friends back in the Midwest because I was one time in the seminary myself, and I've always related stories about the Dominicans. I said the Dominican spirituality is a marvelous thing for people to experience. Business-wise, it's hard to find a Dominican who's a businessman, but maybe that's what God didn't call them for that. But at any rate, it's a marvelous parish, and I think it's having a wonderful influence in certainly in our neighborhood, University District, and I think maybe in the city. So I didn't
know you were in the seminary for a little while.
Oh yeah, yeah. A little while. I was escaping in there for about 5.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Till then I moved out here shortly afterward. I left the seminary in December of '59. I moved out here to Seattle about a year later, maybe in November of '60. And when I first came, I was staying with my sister and brother-in-law. I was going to a parish, one of the diocesan parishes out in the North End. But then once I've walked into Blessed Sacrament, I've never turned my back. I've been here ever since. And it's interesting, I've known a lot of people who've left the parish with anger, some of whom have come back. Some hopefully are somewhere out there doing great things. And I've met so many interesting people who have become Catholics because of Dominican spirituality. And it's wonderful. I remember sitting in a small group of people here at one or another small meeting, and there was a former parishioner, now she's dead, who said she grew up as an atheist. And I thought, I've got to get to know her. This is a wonderful, wonderful example of maybe the Holy Spirit moving in the lives of individuals. And it was. Getting to know her was a great experience. So there's such a cross-section of humanity here that it's just very warm and refreshing and familial. And as a friend of mine who's a parishioner says, you know, I'm glad that we're a parish of sinners, because it makes us all human, doesn't it? Yeah.